As many of you know, horses can be extremely expensive to take care of. Vet visits can cost thousands of dollars each time. This was not always the case. Horses used to be wild. Domestication of horses happened thousands of years ago, and they were used for agricultural purposes and transportation. Size, breeds, and management type affect the way you take care of a horse and can affect the cost as well. Today I will be talking about the human management's effects on horse care. I will talk about Leader's disease, dental care, colic, general lameness, and show horse abuse. Leader's disease, or exercise-induced pulmonary hemorrhage disease, is a disease that is found in thoroughbred horses, which are race horses, and it is from excessive running and exercise. It leads to hemorrhages in lungs and blood in the trachea, which is very painful for horses. In 2013, PETA documented that trainers and jockeys admitted to having used illegal electroshock devices on horses. Drugs are also used in horses for performance reasons and to make them run faster and for longer periods of time. This can cause long-term effects in the breathing of horses and can cause them to collapse during a race. Dental care in horses is extremely important because naturally horses are grazers and they can graze for up to 18 hours a day. When a horse is kept in a stall, they are usually fed twice a day. This is unnatural for horses and can cause extra growth in teeth versus a horse that is in the wild and is naturally grinding on their teeth to trim them down. So, in some cases, the demand for technically competent tooth rasping services has been met by technicians who are permitted by the vet surgeons to rasp teeth. Unfortunately, a lot of people aren't aware of the practices that are needed to rasp teeth, and this can lead to malnourishment of the teeth and abscesses in the teeth as well. This can also lead to overbites and underbites, which can cause horses to be off feed and starve. Colic is abdominal pain in horses caused by malnourishment and off feed in horses that are kept in domestication. Feeds are specific to age, size, and management type. Horses, as I mentioned before, are natural grazers, and when you take that away from a horse, it leads to a lot of problems in the stomach and the digestive system of a horse. Sally Tipton, a veterinarian, states that as horses age, so do their nutritional requirements. Intestinal tracts may not function efficiently in older horses, making it more difficult for them to digest food to process into energy. Some people are not aware of the changes in horses that they go through as they age, and that leads to a lot of problems, including colic, which can be permanent. Lameness is an abnormal stance or gait caused by either a structural or functional disorder of the locomotor system. This can be caused by improper hoof treatment. So horses are usually, when they are kept in captivity, they're not walking as much as they would naturally in pasture, so their hoofs can overgrow and cause lameness in their hoofs and can cause them pain when they walk or trot. So you're supposed to trim a horse's foot every 2 or 3 months, and this has to be done properly, and if it's not, this can also lead to lameness. Lameness can also be caused by overuse of a horse or lack of exercise, and this again leads to improper hoof treatment and can also lead to pain. So another example of maltreatment from humans is abuse in show horses, and I'm going to show you how these horses are trained to trot. So as you can see, this horse is not walking very naturally. His front feet are going very high off the ground and his head is bobbing up and down, which does look funny at first, but this is very popular in show horses. And so in order to make a horse walk that funny way, they are often injected with They are often injected with foreign objects into the soft areas of their hoofs in order to cause pain when pressing down onto the ground and causing the extra leap. And Humane Society released an interview with a Tennessee walking horse breeder named Barney Davis, who pleaded guilty to these practices in 2014, and he only served a year in prison. So not just because he was the only one that came forward about these treatments, it doesn't mean that this isn't practiced commonly. This is very common throughout show horses and racehorses. So in conclusion, as you can see, horses are the cause for a lot of diseases and mistreatment in horses. Did I say horses or humans? Sorry. Humans are the cause for a lot of diseases and mistreatment in horses. But this doesn't mean that this doesn't mean that all owners are bad. Some owners do treat their horses well, but there is only so much prevention that can happen when you have an animal that was once in the wild and you domesticated them for unnatural reasons.